Good morning, my friends. My name is Duane Spires. I am your summer camp and after school program expert. I am here with Lauren Spires. And
that's me.
Where did your camera feed go? Hold on.
Wait, I can see myself.
You can see yourself?
Yeah, it's you.
Okay, hold on. Let me pin the thing here.
And I'm Lauren Spires. So we're going to continue on with this training. There are no technical issues here, only just flows and happy little accidents.
There we go. It is February the 24th. We're ready to rock. If you were one of our guests today, welcome and get ready to take a lot of notes. We're going to be covering quite a bit. So one of the questions that we posted in the group earlier is your culture optimized for retention? And, you know, in a season where leads are coming in left and right, like we are seeing a tremendous amount of summer camp leads coming through. All of our S1 members, like you guys are seeing it firsthand. We're getting leads under $10. In fact, many of you are seeing leads under $6 to $8 per summer camp lead right now, and the season hasn't even started. But what's more important than getting leads and new sales is keeping your current members. And this is where retention comes into play. So today we're going to be sharing 10 ways that you can double check to make sure your culture is optimized for retention so that as you get people in the front door, they stay. And nothing is worse, and I know you guys have been there, we've been there before as well, where you have a good enrollment month, right? And then all of a sudden you're expecting the money to go through the roof, and you're like, wait a minute, how come this month feels the same as last month? And it's because you had a handful of people quit. So we want to mitigate the cancellations. We want people to be so in love with your programs that not only do they stay, but even better, they tell everybody in their community about you so that their friends, family, coworkers, neighbors, everybody shows up to do a trial and to sign up in your program. Also, we're going to be talking about some Easter egg stuff today.
Yes, all the fun things.
15 Easter egg hunt must-have items to make sure that your program and that your Easter egg hunt is going to go to the next level this year. Now, I want to jump into the chat section for just a moment. We have over 100 people live with us right now. If you're doing an Easter egg hunt, I would like for you to post the date that you have already selected for that event. So let's jump in, chat section real quick, post that date. We've got a lot of people saying the 12th. Tammy says they're going to go early and do the 5th. Jason's going to do the 5th. A lot of people on the 12th. James Heaton's going to do 12th.
12th, 5th, 12th, 5th, 5th.
Or the 5th, yeah.
12th, 12th, 5th.
Anthony Splon, Neil, Vence, Mark Myers, good.
Okay.
Allie, they're going to go on the 13th on a Sunday.
Yep.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so this is great. Now, if you're one of our guests and you have no idea what an Easter egg hunt is all about, just imagine that it is a way that you can reach out to your community, expand your brand, show everybody how awesome your team is, and have a ton of fun with the kids.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, your Easter egg hunt is really, really awesome. It truly is the best way to generate a ton of leads for really cheap. Like I hate saying the word cheap, and it's like, oh, it's inexpensive. No, they're like
less than $1.
Less than $1 for leads to come in, and they're coming and they're getting to experience the culture of your program, of your school, of your team. So, you know, obviously a lot of these Easter egg hunts, you're not necessarily hosting them directly at your campus. Totally fine. The campus, the space itself is not you and your brand, right? Your team is you and your brand. So they can experience that anywhere. Yeah.
So if you lock this venue in at a church or a private school, or perhaps a county park, a city park, a rec center, wherever that you can find some land, this is an awesome opportunity for you to reach out to your to your community. And what's awesome about this as well is you're going to get a ton of leads coming through, and this is the perfect time to get them ready for summer camp. So if you analyze like what event has the most immediate impact, I would say the Easter egg hunt for sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah, definitely. All right, so a couple quick shout outs here. I'm going to share my screen. Guys, make sure that you are ready to take some notes. We have some presentations prepared for you, and we'll keep an eye on the chat section as well. So if you do have questions, go ahead and jump in at any point and post them. So one of the things I wanted to do is just give a shout out to the team at S1, specifically for some incredible SEO on some websites here. Pretty much every single website that we have built is on the first page of Google. And this is one of the newer ones here for Jared and Vanessa. It's literally the first result for the after school program in Hilotes, Texas. I don't even know if I'm saying that correctly. Hilotes?
Your guess is as good as mine.
I don't know. They'll have to give me a thumbs up. I think that's correct. But if you guys are interested in websites, reach out. We have an incredible product and deal going on with S1. And these are sites that I literally designed myself. They're fast, they're effective, they rank very well, and they produce a ton of leads.
Vanessa says you're right.
I pronounce it correctly?
Yes.
Okay, good. So anyways, I just love sharing results like that. And I want to go ahead and jump into culture building. So like we said, there are 10 things. This is a way for you guys to double check to make sure that your school and all of the programs inside of it are absolutely ready to rock so that you can keep everybody that comes through the front door. All right, so the first one here is courtesy calls. We're not going to spend a ton of time talking about this because we have a lot of multi-year members that have been doing courtesy calls forever, but I want you to be in the mindset of courtesy calls are one of the best and easiest ways to maintain retention, but to also upsell other programs.
Mm-hmm.
So what would be a program right now or an event that we could be upselling?
Easter egg hunt. That's going to be the most obvious one. It's going to be Easter egg hunt. If you are truly following the system to the T, you're also going to have a St. Patrick's Day Parents' Night Out that should be coming up. I'm sure that there are probably some seminars or some workshops that you're hosting that you can upsell to, or even some single day camps that might be going on during the school year. So there's definitely lots of things that you can do. Spring break camps. So you've
Absolutely.
got those. There's always something that you can go, oh, hey, by the way. And then, of course, the biggest one is going to be summer camp.
Yeah. So when you guys are doing courtesy calls, keep in mind that there's really no specialized time to make these calls.
No.
Just you have a lot of them to make.
Yep.
Start in the morning, make them. If the person doesn't answer, no problem. Leave an enthusiastic voicemail and ask them to call you back.
Yeah.
Once you get the parent on the phone, you're talking to them for like 1 or 2 minutes max. You're talking about how great their kid is doing in the program, how much you appreciate their business. You can give them an upsell opportunity, like Lauren said.
Right.
And then ask them for that 1% improvement.
Yep.
And here's the psychology of this. When you ask your members for a 1% improvement, and then they give you their opinion and their insight on that 1% improvement, what's actually happening psychologically is they are investing into your business. When they make an investment, the commitment increases. So in your notes, write down, with investment comes commitment. I'll say it again. With investment comes commitment. So this is one of those main reasons why courtesy calls are so effective.
Yes.
And Lauren, we have our kids in a bunch of different programs.
Yes.
They don't do courtesy calls.
Correct.
We still love the program.
We do.
But how awesome would that be if they did do courtesy calls?
Oh, I would love if they give me a courtesy call. One is because as a parent, like this gives me an opportunity to tell them how much I love them. Like if I get a courtesy call from their gymnastics school or from their jujitsu school or from their wrestling school, I would be like, oh my goodness. And let me tell you this, and let me tell you that. Oh, and this coach is phenomenal. By the way, this one needs a raise. Like, so it would give me that opportunity as a parent to just honestly just tell them how much
we love them.
Appreciate their program and how much we love them.
Yeah. So guys, I want you to think about this. And this has been a common experience that we've received with all of our members who finally started doing coaching calls. They come back to the table and they go, I was scared at first to do them. And I remember being scared myself at first to do them, right? You haven't reached out to these people in months or maybe over a year. And you kind of feel a little bit guilty about it. And you're like, what are they going to say if I get them on the phone? And then you finally get them on the phone and they tell you how much they love you and your program. Your confidence as an owner and your confidence in your program and with your team goes to the next level. What happens when your confidence is at an all-time high? You play a bigger game.
Yep. You'll
see your business grow just because you're stepping outside of your comfort zone.
Yes. So before we really go on to the next one, can I have like a little baby tangent? Can I do a little baby tangent? I'm going to do it. Okay. So any of these things that we're going to be sharing with you today, don't overthink it. Like, Don't overcomplicate it. Don't overthink it. Don't go, oh, but I need this in order for me to take action on that. Like, no, just do the thing. Like, just do the thing. We give the example all the time of like, some of you are on a campus have seen this. Some of you, if you're a guest or you have not been on our campus long enough yet, is you haven't seen us do the pick up the cup with your left hand example, which basically just means don't overcomplicate it. Don't think that you have to like hire somebody to pick up the cup for you, right? Just take your left hand
and pick it up.
And just pick it up. Well, what angle? It doesn't matter what angle. Just pick up the cup, right? So if you're in the mindset of, I'm going to go through this list of things and I'm going to take notes, don't get stuck on the little tiny things. Of course, if you're like, hey, I've got a logistical question on this, cool, ask your question. But otherwise, the little hangups, I love you guys. Get over it and just do the thing.
Just do the thing.
Yep.
Be like Nike. Just do it.
Just do it.
All right. So number 2 here.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Use first names. So whether, and we've seen this on like, secret shop calls and stuff like that is you will say, yes, sir. No, sir. Yes, ma'am. No, ma'am. Like, stop with the professionalism on that end. When you're talking to somebody on the phone and it's your best friend, you're not calling them sir or ma'am. You're not calling them miss or mister. And I get it. For some, and I am guilty of this as well. I have to say miss or mister in front of everybody's name because that's just how I was raised. Like I don't know if it's like a Southern thing or whatever, but anyways, but you say miss or mister and it doesn't matter who they are. When it's your best friend, though, I'm not going to say, hey, Mr. Duane.
Right.
Like, that's weird, right? So, and it's the same thing with you. So just use their first name, no, sir, no, ma'am, and just talk to them.
Yeah, for sure. And this includes parents and families with martial arts, with dance,
all
and
of them.
After school and summer camp,
Yes.
right? When they walk into your lobby, it's like, hey, Johnny, what's going on? Hey, Claudia, what's going on? It's like you can totally say hello and keep it on that friendly level. And what you'll discover is it draws them in even closer. They feel a higher level of rapport with you. They love your program even more. So don't make it stuffy, but instead make it more friendly. And this is the way that you can do this.
Yep.
That will improve your culture. Okay, now here is something else that I want you to write in your notes. Write down, get personal.
Give them a car.
Give them a car.
Kidding.
Everybody gets a car. So what this means when we talk about get personal, it's absolutely simple. Start to pay attention to things that are important to the families, right? And the reason why we use this picture of this key fob that you see in front of you with that shiny red bow is if you see a parent pull up in a new car, be like, hey, did you get a new car? That's really nice. Or let's say that you have a parent that comes in and you know that they're a sports fan of a team. Hey, did you see the game? Talk to them about what they're interested in. If they come in and they have a shirt on for work, oh, that's awesome. Is that where you work? How long have you been there? What do you like about the job the most? Like, start reaching out and paying attention to the little things that the parents care about as well as the kiddos care about. So, for example, on the student side, right? If you guys have an after schooler who plays soccer, hey, did you guys have a soccer game this weekend? How'd it go? If they do gymnastics, how's level 2 going? Are you getting your back handsprings? So when you guys think about this type of mindset, it's easy to imagine talking to your own friends and getting personal because you know a lot about your own friends. You know a lot about your own family members. But what if we could get an opportunity to know a lot about our members, right? And to really reach out and be like, hey, ask them about how that week is going. All right, so let's keep moving forward here. And please do not. Yeah, I don't know how we can get rid of that. I'm going to stop sharing here. Yeah, don't draw on our screen, my friends, even if you like our picture. All right, back to the presentation here. Okay, here we go. All right, so student highlights is next.
Yeah, so when it comes to student highlights, this can be little things. So we oftentimes will get so stuck in like the big wins for kids, but I love being able to feature kids for just doing the small things, right? Because we know that the little things add up to big things, right? So when you have your group of kids, hey, what's something that somebody can share that they did that was nice? Did you help out somebody today? Did you help your teacher today? Did you give your teacher a compliment today? Like, we want to hear about those wins. We want to, like, have the kids start raising their hands and be like, I told my teacher that she has a really pretty necklace. That's awesome, right? So this does a few things. One is it gives every single child the opportunity to share, because not every single child is going to be a straight A student. Not every single child is going to be first place in their track meet.
Exactly.
Like, this gives them the opportunity to just showcase kindness and genuine care for other humans and small wins. Hey, I got 9 out of 10 of my spelling words correct today. Fantastic.
Yeah. So when I was teaching martial arts regularly, this would be something that I would do before each class. I would I'd be like, all right, boys and girls, line up. How's everybody doing today? They'd all say, good, sir. And I'd be like, great. I'm going to pick 3 of you guys. I want you to tell me something that you did that was awesome at school today. How did you help someone? How were you kind? What was something that you did nice for somebody? And what was really unique about that is when they would answer it, everybody would clap for them afterwards. And then I had the ability as an instructor to turn and look at the parents that are sitting in the lobby, which, by the way, this is one of the reasons why in our system, we want you to have your parents present. Make them feel like they're part of the class. So if little Johnny says that he, said something nice to his friend or whatever, I can look at little Johnny's parents in the lobby and give them a thumbs up and give them that acknowledgement.
Yeah. I love doing it in sort of a like, hey, I'm just looking at you. Like, if you see the parent across the way, like, and you're talking to the kid, and you're like, that's so awesome. And then you look over at the parent and you're like,
Parents love it.
they love that. So anyways, just use that as an opportunity to kind of lean into that. But this also creates the culture of everybody looking for opportunities to do something kind for somebody else.
Yeah. And I want to put this into kind of a metric for some of you that love numbers, right? If you take 10 seconds to acknowledge a kid once a month in front of their parent, they're going to stay for another month. And then they're going to stay for another month, and then do it again and again and again. One of the rules that we had for all of the instructors that we've ever hired and trained was that it is your job as an instructor to give at least one verbal acknowledgement to every single kid in the class, every single class.
Yep.
So what are some quick ways to do this? Write this down in your notes. Here's one fast way to do it. Let's say that you guys are stretching, right? It's the beginning of class. You're doing a stretching routine. Everybody's sitting down. They're reaching for their toes. I would go, Ethan, Aiden, Sarah, great job. Jack, great job. Giselle, awesome job. I just named out 5 kids, and it took me like 7 seconds to name out 5 kids. And then as we stand up and we're doing jumping jacks or push-ups or sit-ups, I can go through another. I just want to give a shout out to, Super Chris and Lauren and Stacy and Marilyn. You guys have awesome jumping jacks.
Thank
and then
you.
we go on to the next thing, right? You have the ability as an instructor to literally do this every single class while you're teaching. If we're all, in a fighting stance, or we're doing kata or doing choreography and dance, when you're done with some of those combinations or some of the striking, give some shout outs. You can do it during the shout out, like during the actual activity itself. For example, if I have kids, and I'm going to stop sharing my screen for just a second so you guys can kind of see this a little bit better. If everybody's up there and I'm like, all right, boys and girls, we're going to do lead punch, cross punch every time that I count. Ready? 1. And they go boom, boom, right? 2. And they're punching. Between my counts, I'm also giving a shout out. 3. All right, Super Chris, great job. 4, boom, boom. Lauren, awesome work. 5, boom, boom. Johnny, keep up your hands. 6, Johnny, great job. That's the way to do it. 7. So get into that habit of mixing in that acknowledgement with the actual counting, with the actual teaching. And when you do that, you could have a class of 30 kids at one time, and it goes this fast. Class starts and it's done, and you've acknowledged everybody verbally at least once, sometimes 2 or 3 times. That allows retention to go to the next level. Okay, so let's jump back in. And the next one here, man, my screen is all over the place today. Hopefully you guys can see this.
I can see it on my end.
You can see it?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So the next one here is really, really powerful.
Yeah, birthday shirts. So what's cool about birthday shirts is and if you're not already doing this, and I expect that probably a lot of you are not doing this, and that's totally fine. So write this one down, is have a design for a birthday shirt that you can only get when it's your birthday. You can't buy it. It's not a giveaway for whatever. Like it's literally only they get it for their birthday. You mail it to them. They're excited. They get something in the mail. It's very, very cool.
So let's talk about cost, right? Because we have a lot of people that are in their first year with us. They're bootstrapping their company. They're ready. They're kind of ramping up, right? You guys are ramping up for that first big summer camp. If a budget right now is a concern as you're ramping up, we've been there, right? We never took any loans out to grow our companies. We did this through hard work, sheer determination, trial and error, which ultimately led us to the systems that work very effectively that we teach you in our courses. Mm-hmm. With that being said, you can mail the shirt to the kiddo. Every kid loves getting something in the mail. Yep. It's totally unexpected. Some of you right now, though, you might not be able to afford the extra couple dollars per shirt to mail it to them. Well, if you can't, that's fine. Bring the kids up to the front of the class. All right, I've got 3 birthday kids. They get their shirts today. You know, Super Chris, Lauren, Becky, you guys come up to the front. On the count of 3, everybody shout happy birthday. Ready, 1, 2, 3. Happy birthday. Boom. And then you give them the 3 shirts, and then they go and run off and give them to their parents, right? Mm-hmm. Shirts right now, let's imagine out the door, your cost was $10. You know, let's say you get them for like $6, $7, and it costs you a couple bucks to mail them. Let's just say $10. If you have 100 kids that get shirts, that's going to be $1,000 cost. But here's something interesting, and this is where I want you to write this in your notes. Write down, don't think about money, think about enrollments. So instead of saying this is going to cost me $1,000, instead I want you to go, this is going to prevent at least one kid from quitting. Mm-hmm. And that one kid, if they're paying $150 a month, what is that per year? $1,800?
Yeah.
So you invested $1,000 for shirts. And if one kid doesn't quit this year in the next 12 months because they felt acknowledged and special to get that shirt, you actually just netted $800.
Yep.
And how many kids are wearing your shirt all the time? 100. Also, out of all of those kids that are getting the shirt and that are wearing it all over the place, how many referrals are going to be generated from that?
Oh, yeah. I mean, look, the reach on something like this is, I would like to say that it is measurable, but it really isn't. If they're out and about and they see this kid, this happy smiling kid wearing the shirt, and they're like, oh, what's that? Okay, cool. And then the parent looks it up, and now you've got a new student from somebody seeing your shirt in a grocery store.
Absolutely.
So, you know, the ripple effect of this is massive.
It transforms your brand. And then, you know, as we move forward here, let's talk about just the culture of contact.
Yep.
Okay. We're not creating a culture where hugging is something that we do, right? And I want you to put that in your notes. Hugging is not something that we would do with coaches or with the students.
Right.
However, high fives and fist bumps are. So if you look at the culture inside of your school, are you high-fiving or fist bumping the parents when they come into the lobby? Or do you just say hello? There's a massive difference.
How was your day today? It's just boring.
Yeah.
And, you know, again, we're going to go back to like you know, do you want to be really, really rich and cheesy, or do you want to be really, really broke and
really cool?
So people will have like oh, well, you know, that's a hype culture, like as if that's a bad thing. A hype culture is an awesome thing, right? So get the high fives in there. Like there's an expectation. Like if the kids aren't walking in the door already like this, you miss the mark. Like the kids are walking in like this, parents are walking in like this, coaches are walking in through the door like this. And if they're not, you're doing it wrong.
Yeah. Also put in your notes here, a pro tip. make sure that you have hand sanitizer.
Yeah.
When you have a culture of high fives and fist bumps, you also need a culture of let's keep our hands clean.
Have like a little mini Lysol thing in one pocket and have like the spray Lysol or a spray like hand sanitizer in the other pocket, and you just whip them out whenever you need to.
Get them ready. All right. So this next one here, this one's an interesting one. We titled this, Did You See? All right. So we're going to give you like 2 examples. Lauren, go ahead and give the example that's on the screen first.
Okay, so this first one is going to be, an example of like a summer camp after school or like a spring break camp, single day camp. Anyways, where the parent is not necessarily there, but your director is active on social media and they are posting behind the scenes of what's going on that day. So when they come to pick up their child, the director is like, oh, hey, Susan, did you see that picture that I posted of little Johnny? Oh, he had so much fun today. And she's like, oh, what picture? Take out your phone right now. Let's make sure that you're in the group. Oh, you are in the group. Oh, let's turn on those notifications. Oh, by the way, I also tagged you in it. So anyways, you're getting them active and in the group, but it also gives them that added level of, oh, they are actually on social media. Oh, I am actually going to see my child on there. There's going to be more of a connection, more of a personalness to it that solidifies that relationship, that solidifies that parent-friend relationship with your team.
Yeah, definitely. I want to give you an instructor example, and it doesn't matter what sport you teach in the evening. This works with all of them. So the example I'll give you will be in jiu-jitsu, right? Let's say that you are walking around as an instructor and you have 10 different groups of kids drilling or actively sparring. And this could be stand-up striking sparring as well if you have like a taekwondo or karate-based program. When you see a kid do something legit and you literally observe it, and then you immediately look over to the parent and give a thumbs up and like nod your head, that the parent is watching the kid. The parent just saw that move. And the parent's probably also watching you as the instructor.
Yeah.
So when you can turn and be like, did you just see that? Or even better yet, this is one of the things I would do. If I was letting the kids, free spar or actively spar, and I had, assistant instructors that were making sure the kids were safe, as a lead instructor, I would walk over to the lobby and kind of hang out with the parents for a couple seconds.
Yeah.
And I would be like, hey, you see Ryan over there? He's doing a great job. Look at that kid.
Yeah.
And I'd fist bump the mom and dad.
Yep.
They would light up over that.
Let me tell you something else on the flip side of this. If you don't do this, you're going to have a parent like me that's sitting in the lobby and they're like, he didn't even see it. He didn't even see it. Did you see it, babe? Did you see it? That was an incredible takedown. He didn't even see it.
Yeah, it's like we want your parents to know that you know how good their kids are.
Yep.
Write that down. Your parents, your moms and dads in that lobby need to know that you know how good their kids are. That is incredible for retention.
Eric Myers said, I saw Leo's takedown from Kentucky. Thank you, Eric.
Dude.
Thank you.
I'm feeling like $1 million for that. Thank you, Eric.
Thank you.
It's like we can teach this psychology, but we're not immune to it.
No, we're not immune
We're
to
all
it.
human beings.
We know it, we see it, and it still works. It still works, which means, guess what? It's going to be fantastic for your parents as well. And here's the thing, is it's not fake. Even though we know what's happening, it's not fake. It's genuine, right?
Well, so here's a great example. So Brad and Roxanne, they've been with us for many years. They're up in Indiana, and they post a lot of pictures of their kids, like they're teenagers, and as they're getting older now and graduating, like we see them doing that all of the time.
Yep.
Right? And if we're watching it, other people are watching it too.
Right.
So it's like everybody feels good when their kid is acknowledged.
Yep.
Or like Jessica and Michael Kimmel. They're 2 kiddos.
Yeah.
They post about them all the time. Getting into film school, doing cheerleading, all that stuff. So it's like, how can we let the parents know that we know their kids are rock stars?
Yeah.
You just got to look at them. Just give them a thumbs up.
Yeah, I don't care if you tell me that I'm awesome, but if you're like, hey, by the way, Carson's really awesome, I'm like,
yeah, it makes you feel good. I mean, we kind of all live a little vicariously through our kid, right?
Yes.
All right. So this next one here, we call this random texts. Now, we're not telling you to text random people. We're telling you to send unexpected text messages to your parents. So what does it mean by unexpected? It's quite simple, actually. If you send a text message to a mom and dad at around 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock p.m. They might be still at work. They might be driving to come pick up their kid from after school. And all of a sudden, they get a random text of like their kid 2 thumbs up, or his arms around a bunch of friends, or maybe he is doing a kick on the Wave Master, or maybe the girl like did a back walkover or a cool split leap, or just some move that you captured on video or on a picture. Text it over.
Yeah.
And here's the thing. Companies and brands that are like next level, the big players, they do this stuff with intention.
Yep.
Here's how intentional this can be. You could literally create, depending on your software, you could create a workflow that reminds your director once a month of like all these kids that need to be acknowledged.
Yeah.
Or once a week. Like, hey, acknowledge these 10 kids this week or these 20 kids this week. Go find a picture of them doing something fun and text it to the mom and dad.
Yeah.
It's just so easy to do this. And how much does it cost? It's free.
Yeah. And look, and we're already in the habit or in the mindset of building the rapport when a person or the family first joins the program, sending that first day text, checking in, how is it, like, you're already in that flow of doing that, but it doesn't stop there. Like, don't be like the phone companies that they're like, hey, for the first 30 days, you get all this cool stuff, but then after 30 days, we're going to jack up your price and we're going to take away a bunch of services. Like, don't do that, right? So instead, it is, hey, this is how we're starting off this relationship of, I'm sending you text messages. I'm sending you pictures of your child. They're doing great. Look, they made a new friend. Keep it going. Like, that is the purpose of having a director that's there on site, that can be there, that is not tied to a classroom. But this is going to be something that is going to be helpful in your evening classes as well.
All right, let's go on to the next one here, birthday parties. For those of you that are in our system, you have access to the birthday party success course. And, we want you to knock out at least one of the main courses of study first, right? So a lot of you right now are studying the summer camp course. Once you're done with that, jump into the birthday party course, because you have the ability to give away free birthdays that have an actual tangible value. You could easily say these birthday parties are worth $500 or more. And because the person is an after-school program member, they get this birthday party for free. Let me tell you, if we had the ability to host a free birthday party that our kids loved, like our own children, Leo and Carson, if they could go to their jiu-jitsu school or gymnastics and they hosted a free birthday party for us.
Or their wrestling school.
Yeah. and it was awesome.
Yeah.
And like they could bring their friends and it doesn't cost us anything except some money for pizza.
Yeah.
That's a lot more affordable than taking them to the trampoline park. How much did we spend at that place? How much? We already spent it.
I know. I think it was like $700 per kid plus gratuity.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
All right, guys. Technical difficulties. Chris, go ahead and shut the broadcast off. No, but here's the thing. What I have loved. I mean, so what? We're talking like $1,500 to $2,000 or something?
Yeah.
Okay, guys, are you serious right now? First off, we're doing a piñata party in the backyard next year for free. Secondly, piñatas are fun. Come on, guys. Type in the chat section if you enjoy piñatas. But think about this, right? You host these birthday parties. The parent saves money, firstly. Secondly, they bring guests. Those guests become trial members. They sign up. I'm telling you right now, there are patterns where we've seen members do very, very well. They jump in, they get all these enrollments, and then they forget to do the little things that caused the success.
Yes.
They stop following the system.
Yep.
And then their numbers start to decline. And then they go, oh my gosh, what do we need to do for marketing? What do we need to do? Is my team good? Is my salesperson good? And it's like, the symptom of that failure had nothing to do with marketing.
Yep.
It had everything to do with your culture. These little tiny touch points that we can give to our members. So no matter what, even if you're not even a member yet in Success Team, these are things that you need to start doing in your school and dance studio, no matter what.
Yeah. If you are, and here's kind of a good thing is if you are in a position where you are starting to feel like overwhelmed with the things that you're doing in your day to day, you're probably overcomplicating the system.
For sure.
Because the system was designed to hire people that are going to have also simple, not easy, simple roles that go, here's my checklist, here's what I'm doing. But what ends up happening is we love to overcomplicate things because we're just overachievers and we just feel like if we overcomplicate it, maybe it'll be more successful. But that's not it at all. So if you're feeling overwhelmed, I invite you to revisit the core basic foundation of the entire system and just go, what have I added to this that I actually don't need to do? And what do I need to do instead that's part of the system that already has a checklist that exists?
100%. Go back, start the summer camp success course, and watch how much you learn, even if you're a 10th year member.
Yep.
Go back and watch it, and you're going to go, oh, there's more things.
Yes.
I can do this easier. I don't have to overcomplicate.
Charles Wilkerson says guilty.
Yeah, we all are.
We're all guilty
And you
of
know what's
it.
funny? That's just human nature, right? In academia, we're taught that, success has to feel harder. Like, oh, 9th grade was harder than 8th grade, and 10th grade is going to be harder than 9th grade. And to get to college is going to be harder than high school. And it's like in business, it actually has to get easier as you climb the ladder. Otherwise, you're going to hit a ceiling.
Or you just don't want to do it.
Yeah, or your brain.
The ceiling is, I don't want to do it anymore.
Yeah, or your brain says, all of this money and success is too hard.
Yep.
And then the moment that happens is the moment where you literally start saying to yourself, I don't want to grow anymore.
Yep.
Right? So now we're going to go and we're going to ask you, what is your idea? So number 10, we're not even giving you a number 10. You're giving us a number 10.
Yes.
What is, and I'm looking at the chat section here. We have so many people jumping in.
Mm-hmm.
What are some things that you do? You can either raise your little yellow Zoom hand or you can jump into the chat. And what are some things that you do? We have 135 people live plus their teams. We probably have well over 150, 175 people live with us right now. What are some things that you guys do to increase retention? One of the things that we didn't really add to the list, but it's in the course, are the first day certificates.
Yeah.
So remember to use the first day certificates. Randall Phillips says a ninja chore list.
Yeah.
So now he's partnering with the parents at home, and they're always thinking about your school.
Yeah. Very cool. Very cool.
Yeah, let's jump in. Go ahead and read Sarah's.
Okay, so she said that she sends home holiday cards for each of, sorry, it's like scrolling. I'm lost my spot.
Holiday cards to each of the ASP families.
ASP families, got it. There we go. I see it now. All right, Anthony Splon using the Star Patch reward system. Fantastic. Nice. All right.
Neil says,
yeah,
posting birthday pics on Facebook and on the TV that's in the lobby.
Ooh, that's actually a really good idea. Imagine if you took like the entire month. Like if you go, hey, here's all the kids that have birthdays in February, and we had them just kind of like sporadically placed onto the lobby TV slideshow.
Yeah, I love that.
Fantastic.
I love it.
Yeah.
Happy birthday. Okay. Cherie says birthday treasure chest for them to pick a prize on their birthday.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. Mm-hmm. That's really cool. They actually do that at our kids' school.
Yeah.
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 Ryan Miller.
Yeah.
Front lobby images of all kids on the front board in the program so they can see their kiddos. Mm-hmm. I love that.
Do you guys mail anything to the kids when they first join the program? Like, is there anything special, like a postcard, like a welcome or something like that, that you could mail to the kids? Maybe in like a fun, just like a coloring sheet. I know at our church, they did that for Leo in Clubhouse.
Yeah.
They sent out like a coloring sheet and it was like, hey, welcome to the family. And here's this sheet. So
yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
So keep that in mind, guys. It's like this stuff doesn't have to cost a lot of money at all.
Yeah.
These can be little touch points that are basically $5 and under, $10 and under, and or free. And it goes a long way. Like, what's the value? Let's think about this, right? We talk about growing our business. How about we also talk about preventing the shrinking of our business?
Yep.
If you lose a student, what is the monetary value? We're not even talking about like the sad lifelong value that is lost.
Yeah.
Like now that kid isn't around leaders that are in your program. Mm-hmm. Now that kid might be negatively influenced by a different program they sign up for.
Yep.
But let's talk about the financial side of it. How much would you lose if that person quits?
Mm-hmm.
Jump into the chat section. What's that monetary absolute loss for one student who does after school summer camp for the whole year?
I mean, I'll give you a hint. How much is one student that enrolls in the program worth?
$5,000 to $7,000 a year. Good job, Michael Sartwell.
Yep.
Rich and Allie said $5,000 to $8,000. Yeah, depending on your market, it can be as much as $8,000.
Yeah. Yeah.
If you lose 20 kids, that's $100,000 of annual revenue that went out the door. So when we talk about why this stuff that we just shared with you is so important, it's the glue that holds everything together. It's the stitching that holds it together.
Yeah.
You have to pay attention to it. It is, in my opinion, it's more important than the front end marketing and the front end sales.
Yeah.
Because front end marketing and sales costs money. Retention is just being nice and awesome to people.
Yeah. I think what it really comes down to is when you're looking at things and when you're planning things, you have to look at it and go, okay, cool. Well, what is our goal? Okay. Well, our goal is to grow the business. Okay, cool. Well, why are you growing the business? Well, we need to make money. We need, we're here to change lives. This is what we're doing. Okay, cool. So now we have a goal and a why behind what we're doing. Okay, so now we get into the how side of things, and the how can be so simple, and it's going to come down to these little tiny things. So instead of going, hey, like, how can we, increase the value? Let's add a $10,000 rock wall, or let's put in a $16,000 commercial grade playground, or send kids t-shirts. Like, it's something that's just so simple, and it does it, and here's the thing is the value in that actually far outweighs all the other big things that you could do, because it's the relationships that people are craving, that they really, really want. It's even more, let's go a step further than the relationship. Let's look at social media for a second. You have these people that are like, I have this many followers, and I have this many people that comment on my videos, and I have this many people that da-da-da-da-da-da. What are they doing? They're seeking validation. So if you can have every single one of your students and their families feel like they are valued, because that's the core root of validation, right? Is feeling valued. What does that look like? It's going to be acknowledging every single child. It's going to be acknowledging the parents and just building that relationship with them.
Yeah, for sure. I'm going to bring Manny onto the line here. He had his hand raised. And one thing that has been exciting about Manny and Jessica is that every single year we see them grow. They just locked in a new area in a really hot part of town. Like, they're about to probably double, I'd say probably even more than double in size very, very soon. Welcome and congrats on your success. You and Jessica are absolutely changing a ton of kids' lives. What are a couple things that you do to just keep that retention going? Because if you had a retention problem, it would be 10 times as hard to see the level of growth that you guys have had. So what are you guys doing?
So two things came to mind. One was in the comments section, like, what do you send them? We actually send them books.
Nice.
Like, I personally feel like if we were, I love this birthday shirt idea. Like, we're going to implement it right away as soon as I figure out a design.
Nice.
But the second thing is, like, I always like to come with the giving hand that is not always necessarily comes back around to like just 100% marketing for me.
Right.
So, like, that's why we don't give out like rulers or pens or, stuff, those kinds of things. I like to give, when we send stuff out, we give out like a book, like a children's book. So it's always age appropriate. So, for example, like in the 7-9-year-old range, like we usually send out like The Way of the Warrior Kid.
Nice.
You know what I mean?
Guys,
Because
write this down. Everybody write this down.
Because it's age appropriate and it's personal development. Like, when they get to the teenage years, we'll send out like the 7 habits of highly effective teens. You know what I mean? Because those are, I feel like those are very valuable, mind setting things. And then obviously for the little kids, there's, there's books on sharing or books on, trying your hardest that we send. I don't remember what the name of the one. I don't actually the one that orders them.
Yeah.
But that was one thing. The reason why I raised my hand when you were asking for retention tips was one of the things that was frustrating me, because we used to do these really big graduation events for Bell, because we usually test, 250 people, and then we have these big events. And one of the things that personally bothered me was that people would leave just because, even though it was an hour long, people would leave because they have kids. It's a Friday night, that kind of thing. So we actually rechanged it so we're doing it on Saturday mornings, and we're doing it in like groups of 30. But what we do is we actually give the parents an opportunity to get up and humble brag about their kids, like their
Nice.
best Insta brag about their kiddo. And so for us, I feel like it accomplishes two things. Number one, it reinforces why they bought with us in the first place.
Exactly.
Right. So it reinforces, it gets rid of any, and if they're up there acknowledging sidekicks as part of this process for their kid winning at school and at home and in martial arts, then I think that they'll stay a little bit longer. And then two, they're also in a room with, 50, 60 other parents who are now also hearing win from parent after parent after parent after parent about their kiddo. And so that also, in my opinion, is a great retention because it's reinforcing the social proof aspect of why other people are buying from them as well.
Exactly. And it anchors your brand to that success, even if that success happened outside of your school.
100%, because it's almost, it's almost like they feel obligated to say nice things about us being part of that.
Yeah.
Specifically because they are in our building, at our facility, at our event, and their kid is getting their new belt.
I love it. Definitely, if you get a chance to capture that on video, which I'm sure you have, I'd love to see a couple clips.
I actually have our videographer come out and
do the whole thing.
Captures every single one of them. I'll share the link with you.
Yeah, that would be awesome. And Gregory Ports, he's our guy in California. What's up, man? He wants to know, can you elaborate on
Humble brag?
Yeah, the humble brag. Like, what would an example of that be? Like, I can say some things really cool about my kids. What are some things that you've heard from the parents?
So, things like wins in school, things about focus and trying new things. We had a couple parents who, acknowledged that we are part of their parenting plan, like as part of the reinforcement, because we spend so much time with the kids. These particular kids were in our after school
Bingo.
program as well. Things like that, and we also, we basically, what we do is we say, it's going to be very simple. This is your opportunity to, like I said, Insta brag about your kid. And so what we want to hear is how your child has improved over the last, since either beginning the program or since the last testing.
Yep.
We want to hear, what things have you noticed at home of your child maturing or becoming the best version of themselves? And then any wins, no matter how small, whether it's they're getting a better grade in, on their math, whether they got student of the month, whether they got the VIP, best teammate in soccer, what are those things that you feel like your child is winning at right now? We want you to tell us, but more importantly, we want you to tell your child.
Exactly.
Too, so that they hear you seeing them doing the right thing.
So think about this as well. And this goes like, Lauren, I could imagine how cool that would be if we had the chance as parents to get up and humble brag about Carson at her gymnastics meet.
Yeah.
Or to be able to do that with Leo at wrestling, right?
Mm-hmm.
Here's the fact, my friends. None of your competitors do stuff like this at all. Like anything that we've discussed on today's Mindset Monday, they might do like 10% of it at most, and they'll probably do it pretty poorly. When you have the ability to outshine your competition on the front end with marketing, with a salesperson that actually answers the phone and follows up with leads, you bring them in for a tour, everybody loves your campus, it's clean, it smells good, they meet your team, they all have happy smiling faces, and then they get to experience your program, which, by the way, side note, put this in your notes, guys. Everyone who's doing summer camp with us, you need to make sure that you have some type of level test that is scheduled at the end of that summer.
Yep.
Those kids are training every single day. So whether it's martial arts, dance, or both, or cheerleading or parkour, get a level up ready to happen at the end of the summer. Because a lot of those parents will have no idea how good their kids are until they actually see it in person. Mm-hmm. And this is where those dual enrollments begin. Mm-hmm. You'll have moms and dads like, oh my gosh, Coach Lauren, I never knew how good they were. Give me information about your program at night. Mm-hmm. Boom, you got that upsell.
How did you feel after Carson's gymnastics meet and she had her comparison from the last meet to this one?
I felt like $1 million. I felt that my money and my time investment, firstly, mm-hmm. was getting a return.
Right.
Because the kid is progressing. Like, she's absolutely progressing. Yeah. Right. But then to be able to see her smile when she was looking at those ribbons, to see her own progression, mm-hmm. because We're tracking success.
Yep.
When you can show where somebody started here and now they're here, that is proof that they're winning.
Mm-hmm.
I don't need her to be an Olympic gymnast one day to win, but I want to see incremental wins now.
Yeah. But, and more specifically is like, there was a point where you're like, is she progressing?
Yeah.
Because the way
I don't get to see all of her classes.
Right, you don't get to see all of them. So being able to have the tangible, like, hey, here's the progress that's being made. I know that was definitely huge for you. Were like, oh, wow, okay,
Yeah,
awesome.
she is doing better.
Yeah, she's doing fantastically. So
cool.
Yeah.
Manny, one more point. Go for it. What you got?
Well, I want to say that as part of retention and the techniques that like you guys talked about and all of those things, at the root of it, it also comes back to delivering on what you promised people.
Mm-hmm.
Like you can't, and not for just to put it on a kind of you can't suck. You
right.
know what I mean, like you gotta actually be good. And I know all of us are, but like I think sometimes we get so stuck in the weeds because I meet so many people. Like we get so stuck in the weeds on all of these different things that like actually doing the thing and being good at it is like also number one.
For sure.
And like I want to, if I can acknowledge you guys for a moment.
Oh, thanks, man.
That when you say go back to the modules, like seriously, go back to the modules because that's at the heart of how you deliver on your promises.
And look,
not just to,
go ahead. I'm sorry.
We promise people not just to keep them safe, but that we're going to change their lives.
Yeah.
And so like integrity is everything for me. And I feel like, you guys have provided such a powerful framework for people to be able to do that. I just want to acknowledge you, but also like, hey, go actually, do the thing well.
Thank you.
Don't stink at it. Be really good.
Yeah, man. It's funny. It's like Lauren and I, when we were shopping around for gymnastics for the kiddos and wrestling and jiu-jitsu, we did not sign up at a handful of the places that we had a free class at.
Yep.
Because they sucked.
Because they sucked.
Like, that's just point blank.
Yep.
So sometimes if you're having trouble growing your evening program, you might want to invite a third-party person in the industry to come in and go, I'm just going to watch your class and I'm going to let you know how your instructors are doing. They might not be at the top level that you think that they are, right? Or there might be areas of growth that they don't see that they can quickly make. So it's important, to have a quality product. And one thing that I love about this, and again, thank you, Manny, for sharing. You rock, brother. One thing that's really important to acknowledge here is summer camp and after school are a need. Mm-hmm. So we know with confidence that those parents have a budget. They're spending money somewhere.
Right. It's not them going, hey, I don't know if my child is going to like martial arts versus soccer. It's them going, hey, my kid's got to go to summer camp. Period. It's not so it's either going to be your summer camp or somebody else's summer camp. So no matter what, they know that that's what they are going to need to do. So being able to like really go back to it. But thank you, Manny, for saying to go back to it. And here's one thing that I will say as far as like homework for you guys to do. And this is kind of more, I think, like project based versus like a one-time homework assignment is go back through the course. When you're going through the course, be very real with yourself. Start at module 1 and go, am I doing this? Yes or no? Am I doing this? Yes or no? Am I doing this? Yes or no? And if you're not doing it, then do it.
Yeah.
Or if you already have your own spin on how you're doing it, be real with yourself and go, is this way the best way? Or did I just have to put my spin on it because I needed to overcomplicate things?
Well, it's funny, too. A lot of people that put their spin on things, we already tried it.
Yep.
And we found a better way. So if there was things that didn't work, those were the things that were taken out of the system. So all that's left in the summer camp course is the bare minimum of what you need to implement to make it work. Same with after school, same with evening martial arts, etc. So just be mindful of that. The kind of the tale of a good system is the simplicity of it. It's not the complexity of it. It's literally the opposite. It's how simple can we make this so that it's bulletproof and parents sign up and they love the program and the kids progress and the team members love being a part of the positive movement that we're all making to change kids' lives. Like this goes beyond after school and summer camp. Like if you're one of our guests right now, I love you for being here with us right now. And I love the fact that you're teaching children, some type of sport in the evening time. How much more reach and mentorship and influence can you bring to your community if all of a sudden now you have an extra 50 kids in an after-school program that you get to see every single day?
Yep.
You get to see them all day long for summer camp for 10 weeks straight. You will literally change their lives at a much faster and deeper level than just teaching them twice a week in the evening time. And when you combine all of it together, you're going to have the future leaders that this country needs. Like, this is so big. This is bigger than all of us right now. All right. So with all that being said, I know that we totally skipped over the Easter stuff. Here's what we'll do. Next week, you've got our word. We're going to go through some of the Easter stuff, some pro tips. I felt like this conversation was powerful and we needed to continue going in this direction. So I appreciate you guys having the grace with that, of letting us just keep going.
Yep.
One thing that I will say right now, all of you, Platinum members and Gold members, you have access to the Egg Hunt Success System.
Yes.
It is a course. You can find it in your dashboard at successteamcourses.com. We also have an awesome app.
Yes.
Android and Apple. If you guys go to your app store and you search for Success Team Coaching, you're going to see a cool purple icon that says STC.
You can't miss it.
Download it, put it on your phone. You can watch your courses right there on your phone.
Yep.
You have access to the downloads. You can email them. You can send them to people. You can print. It's just crazy. If you have the Canva app,
yep,
you can edit the documents. It'll go straight into Canva.
You can click on the link in the course, and it will take you to the Canva app that you can just edit real quick.
And Neil says the app says it's not available in his area.
It's available in your area. You might have to do a refresh or a reload.
That's weird. Send us a message offline. Let us look into that, because that's the first time we've ever heard that in the 2 years that it's been live.
Yeah.
All right. So with all that being said, we will do Easter egg hunt next time. If you guys have any questions, this is one thing that I just want to leave you guys with right now. Simple systems work.
Yep.
Right? Coaching, as you all know, you guys are all coaches yourselves. You know that coaching and mentorship works. So here's my powerful request. Make sure that you guys are scheduling your coaching calls once a month with our team. We debrief with our entire team every single day. Like, everybody has their coaching calls. It filters up through Coach Sydney. Coach Sydney talks with Coach Lauren and I. We keep a pulse on everybody through that. We also keep a pulse on success and what is needed in the STC community from Coach Amanda. Mm-hmm. So when Coach Amanda reaches out to you to schedule a success call, this is a way that it serves as accountability to see how you're doing and to make sure you're taking action. But it also gives you the chance to go, hey, could you guys make a graphic on this thing? Or could you create a banner on this? Or it would be cool if you added this thing to the program. This is how we can communicate. Lauren and I can communicate with all of you. We have hundreds of people in STC. So please lean into our team as much as we do so we can work together to crush it. And we're getting ready to bring on a full-time graphics team.
Yes.
So by the way, we're going to make a post today. I'm getting ready to do it. I have one diamond call after this, and then after that, I'm going to make the post. I'm going to post what are some graphic design projects you guys would like to see. Fill up that comment section and put our team to work. We're excited for it. All right, let's take a quick picture for you guys. And by the way, if you're interested in our coaching program, if you're one of our guests, reach out to Becky Best. She will take care of you and give you all of the details.
Marilyn says birthday shirts.
We could.
That is true. We could.
Yeah, but that's going to be something that you want for your specific brand.
Yes.
But we can give you some good ideas for sure.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. Thumbs up, my friends. Put those cameras on. Get your smiles ready. Charles, you have the best smile I'm looking at right now. Mark Myers, you do have a good. Okay, here we go. 1, 2, 3. All right. Thank you guys for being with us.
You're in the
We
clear.
love you guys. Keep up the great work, and we will talk very, very soon. And don't forget about S1 Tech Tuesday tomorrow. We have some awesome stuff to show you.
Bye.
See you later.